think I am live. If you are here, say hello. Let me know that you are here. I have gotten all kinds of stuff going. I want to make sure that I can see your faces. Say hello. Let me know where you are calling in from or watching from. Since this isn't a phone call, but let me know where you are watching from. I cannot wait for today. I'm going to give it some time for everyone to join because there are announcements out of the blue. Hello, Lauren. I see Lauren is here. Who else is here? Let me know who's here. This is the Six Figure Queen Masterclass, and it is going to be epic. I'm so excited about this. So I am looking forward to it. Let's see. Hello, Stephanie. Love to see you. Stephanie, where are you? Where are you watching from? You've probably told me this already multiple times, but let me know. I'm going to play a little bit of music so we can all get into our bodies, but I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it. So if you can hear it, let me see what we're going to play. I say we play some Beyonce. Let's play some new country from the Beyonce. Today's going to be a routine. Can you guys hear the music? Yeah, so everybody just join and let's get some move on. We're going to have some fun today. Yeah, like move your body so we can get out of your head because today we're going to do a lot of fun stuff. Let's go, B. Yeah, are y'all enjoying the new Beyonce vibes? Lauren says yes. Welcome to the Six Figure Queen Masterclass. Just move your body. We're going to be having some fun today. So lay your heart down, 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 down. Woo. I love country, by the way. Yes, she's from Houston, Texas, and her mom's from New Orleans. All right, that was so good. All right, so we have gotten out of our heads. Tell me if you're feeling better in your body. Tell me how you are feeling today. Drop an emoji, your favorite emoji in the comments. You guys know I love to see the comments. So come on in. Six Figure Queen Master Class is going to be amazing because I am going to show you how I manifested a $500,000 brand without having a huge following, without ads, and without funnels. And it's going to be really fun for you because it's going to give you all of the ideas. I'm going to tell you all of the mistakes I made so that you do not make those mistakes. All of the mistakes so you don't make them too. So if you are here, say hello. Let me know you're here. Get active in the chat, flirt with each other, have some fun because this is going to be a really nice 60 to 90 minutes to really get clear on how you get to create your multi six figure brand too, how you get to be the six figure queen, how you get to tap into your quantum queen. And I'm really excited about it. So, who is ready? Drop some ones in the comments because you guys know I'm all about the woo and the do. So, we're going to talk about a little bit of the woo and a little bit of the do. Okay. But the main thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you the four key things that you have to have in order to create a multi six, seven, whatever figure brand. Okay. I see some ones from Stephanie. I see ones from Lauren. All right. So we've sent this out. This is also going to be available for the replay on in the Be Collective because we're going to be taking this topic and going deeper in the Be Collective. So get excited because you're going to have this access to this in the portal. All of my duchesses that are watching this now or watching it on the replay. All right. So let me tell you who I am. I am Christine Michelle, and I am the CEO of Anahab Inc. and the founder, creator of the Aligned Soul International brand. I'm the best-selling author of The Aligned Receiver and a former 20-year corporate executive. I worked for Deloitte and Touche. That's what it was called back in the day. Now it's just Deloitte, period. I worked with the Coca-Cola Company and Victoria's Secret in New York City. And so my history, I've always mixed the woo and the do. I've always been spiritual plus knew like I need to take some action steps and do some things. So I've always been a woo and the do girl. And I used what I have, what I do with my clients, you know, while I was in corporate managing billion-dollar brands. I used it while I was doing billion-dollar deals as a consultant. I did it, you know, when I left Victoria's Secret, that's when I left to go work for myself. And so I found myself as a former 20-year corporate executive, right? Saying, okay, I feel the draw, I feel led, I feel like it is time for me to start my own brand, something that I knew that was something that I wanted to do at 6 years old. And so I did. So it was around 2013 that I created a little beauty brand called Curated by Anahab. And Curated by Anahab had coffee scrubs and, you know, some really good, it was really good. I have a friend she's also a client and she has these luxury fragrances and she still talks about my coffee scrubs from back in the day. And they were good. We made really good money, but I knew that wasn't where it ended. I knew that there was something else that I was meant to do. And that's when I created the Instagram account for Anahab and started posting quotes and really started moving into this career. Okay. And so for my entire career, I was always the person, the mentor everyone wanted to work with, executives, everyone in the business. I was always the person people wanted to work for or with. And it was because I really had this beautiful balance of creativity and strategy. And I could bring those two together. And that's not common. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it common to see somebody who's uber creative and uber strategic? Usually not in my world. And so that's why I was promoted very quickly. And even as 18 years old, I was actually promoted to lead the Sears Credit Union's call center over people that were 3 times my age and had 10 years more experience than me. And it was because I decided that, oh, this is what I want and this is the way it gets to be. And so what I'm going to help you do is manifest your success in your business. Do you guys have businesses? Like if you're watching here or if you're watching on the replay in the Be Collective, underneath the video, let me know. Do you have a business? Do you have a business that you're starting or that you've already started, that you've made really decent money, or you have a vision for it that you know that you're putting in place? You have a big vision. Let me know. Put some ones in the comments. Do you have a big vision for your business? Let's see. Stephanie said, everyone I worked for wanted me as well, and yes, wanted to work with me. She said vice versa, so it is very rare because either you're creative or you're strategic. She said, yes, Creators on the Crest is my business and it's just getting started. I love it, I love it, I love it. We know Lauren, she is UGC, so she has created her UGC business. She's going to be so like in demand. But if you are creating a business, Put some ones in the comments if you have a big vision, because I know that you wouldn't be here on this call. You wouldn't have signed up. Hundreds of people signed up for this. You wouldn't be doing that if you didn't have a big vision. You're here because you have a big vision. You're here because you have a calling, something that's asking you to step up and create your magic, your unique codes, drop them in this world. You're here because you're ready to create a movement, a micro movement, something that you're helping people to rise up. And this class, this masterclass is the start of helping you walk into that vision and letting yourself believe that it gets to unfold, because it does. You're here because you get to defy the odds. I was told many times, I left a multi six-figure career. And I was told many times, are you crazy? You're leaving this 20-year career. Like, what are you doing? Coaching, personal development. What does that mean? Writing books. What are you talking about? And I didn't let the naysayers stop me. And that's why my private clients, I'm not even including my mastermind clients, my private clients have created, over the time that I've been coaching them, over $7 million in their businesses, over $7 million of revenue. But if I would have said no to the dream, if I wouldn't have taken the step to say, I'm going to walk away from this multi six-figure, 20-year corporate career, if I would have not taken this risk, maybe my clients wouldn't be creating the success in the world and reaching the hundreds of thousands of people that they are right now. So I want you, like, I see ones from Kimber. I know that you are here because you have a vision. You know that you are meant to do big things in this world. And so I want you to know that you wouldn't have that vision, you wouldn't have that desire, you wouldn't see this if it wasn't something that your soul, the part of you that has already done it, that it's already unfolded for, is calling you forth to say yes to. And so I want some yeses in the comments. I want all the yeses to be like, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Because let me tell you, I felt the same way. Of course, I was scared to leave a multi six-figure career. Did I know that this was going to become the over $500,000 brand? I had a feeling that it would, but I'm going to go through the mistakes. One of the mistakes that I didn't even write in here is that I played small. I didn't go and say, Christine, you get to have the multi-million-dollar brand. I didn't go in and say, oh, I'm going to create a multi-million-dollar brand. I'm doing this big thing, because I got scared. And so that's why when I came in and I started stepping into 2024, I decided that Be Aligned Soul by Anna Hop gets to be a $10 million brand. I've decided, it is decided, Deca brand. On a post that I did on Instagram, the girl said, a Deca brand? Yes, a Deca brand. It gets to be a Deca $1 million brand, $10 million brand. And I decided that's what I'm manifesting. No more playing small. No more deciding that I gotta like go in linear. Like, no. That's not what's happening here. And that's not what you gotta do here either. It is unfolding as we speak. Your quantum leap is unfolding, and I'm gonna take you through how you get to do that. I'm so excited. Coming up is next in March, we're going to be relaunching, rebranding. Some of you are already in Queen's Court, but we're rebranding Queen's Court into Quantum Queen. And it's going to be the Quantum Queen Mastermind, which is my monthly mastermind. And every time I look, Kimber's a part of it. Every time I look, I think, wow, this Quantum Queen Mastermind, which was formerly Queen's Court, it's been Queen's Court for a couple of months, is now just something that is a home for quantum leaps. And I'm excited for it. All right, so let's see who's ready. Kimber says, yes, I'm ready. Stephanie says, yes, I'm ready. All right, so you guys are ready. So before, I'm going to take you through, remember I said the 4 things, the 4 mindsets, shifts, or the woo piece that is necessary for you to create the vision that you have said that you have. right? And if you want to, in the comments, I love an active comment session. Tell me what your vision is. Tell me what the big vision that you have for your business, what you are bringing in this world, because I want you to claim it. I want you to claim it publicly. I just told you this is a $10 million brand, and that's just starting because it gets to be bigger and bigger. Maybe it gets to be a $1 billion brand, but right now, 10 million, that's the vision. That's the vision. So, what's your big vision for your business? Drop it in the comments. Let's do it. Let's see. Luna says modeling for huge companies. You got this. Yes, Luna Moon. Modeling for huge companies. Drop those big visions in because I'm going to show you the mistakes. Let me show you the mistakes I made. Let's go through the mistakes. So, and those of you who don't know, I have filed for a couple years ago. It's a few years after I left my corporate job, or maybe it was 1 or 2 years after that. I'm going to tell you that story, but I filed for bankruptcy. So there are many, many, many mistakes before I created the 500,000 plus. It's 528,000 so far plus brand. Okay. I lost my way. This is mistake one. I lost my way. So I jump into this business and I'm, coaching, mentoring, personal development, all of those things. And I consumed way too many people, like consumed too much content, too many coaches, too many things that took me out of what I know that I was meant to do, took me out of what I knew. I was consuming, thinking that, and the reason why I was consuming, I'm not saying consumption is bad. You guys are on this masterclass right now. Those of you who are a part of like the Queen's Court that's becoming Quantum Queen or Legend Mastermind or the B Collective. Of course, there's a lot of things in there that you get to integrate and, take in and then implement into your life. What I was doing was consumption, thinking I didn't know, and thinking that someone else knew better than me. It wasn't as if, like, when I coach my clients or when I'm working closely with the legends in the Legend Mastermind, what I do is I'm channeling what's the next thing for them, what they can do in their business. But I hold them accountable to stepping up to say, you know what, that doesn't feel aligned for me, or this is where I need to go, because I know that they are self-led, powerful women. And though I'm channeling and showing them the possibilities, they are the ones that get to say yes or no. But my number one mistake with me was that I was consuming, thinking that, oh, these other people know more than me. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever said, oh, I think this person is going to know more about what I need to do than I do? And I'm not saying you need to know it all. I learn every single day. I have multiple mentors. I am always learning more because I know the more that I know, the more that I bring in, the better for my clients, the better for my audience, the better for these type of events, because I can bring in some of that knowledge and integrate it and then show you guys different ways and different things that I've learned. Yes. But that wasn't what I was doing. I wasn't taking it in and saying, okay, what's my viewpoint of this? What is my soul saying? I was consuming, and be like, oh, they said to do this. Oh, they said to do that. Oh, they said to do this. Oh, no. And I forgot that I was a damn 20-year corporate executive managing billion-dollar brands, making people millions of dollars. And just because I went from corporate to an online business, I forgot what I knew. And even if you weren't doing that and you don't have the background that I have, you still know things. You've been through things. Don't discredit your own experience and your own heart. The medicine man did not go to college. He did not go to, Johns Hopkins Medical Center. The medicine man connected with his soul. He knows, he feels. That's just as important. That's just as important. Let me know you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, I got a couple more mistakes. A whole bunch more mistakes I'm going to take you through. So, because I want you to take these notes, and I want you to be able to remind yourself, oh, I'm stepping outside of myself. Oh, I'm believing that person knows more than me, instead of saying, oh, this activated me into what I already know. Do you see that's a little different? Like if you're watching this, you're like, oh, that's activated me and what I already know. That is where you're consuming, you're taking it in, and you're allowing that information to flow through you and meet what's already inside of you and match and say, yes, This is calling me forth because I know this is what I get to do. All right, let me look in the comments a little bit. So we got Luna Moon, who's modeling for huge 8 companies. There you go. We got Steph, who's a she's going to have 1 million followers, subscribers in the YouTube channel, traveling to offer workshops, a multi-million-dollar brand with passive sales funnels. Yes, Steph, I love it. Luna Moon says, I want to travel the world and get paid doing what I love. Done and done. That's what gets to happen. Kimber says, I am claiming a $10 million worldwide healing movement as a speaker and an author and a healer. I love it. Yes. Stephanie says, I always think I'll be blown away by certain people. And then I'm like, wait, well, I can do that. Exactly. What if we looked at this is the way I see mentorship. I have some mentors. One of my mentors, she had a $2 million month. The other one does multiple 8 figures. Another one, she just had made $2 million so far in her entire brand. They're doing well. They're doing well, but I don't place them on pedestals. Don't put anyone else on a pedestal. I see myself as walking next with them, walking, hand in hand, that we're peers. And that's the way I show the ladies in the Legend Mastermind. I'm your peer. I'm a partner. I'm helping you, remind you who you are and what you know. And so when you can look at a lot of these people and say, wow, you're reminding me of what I already know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it still can blow your mind. It still can be like, oh, wow. And you get to say, wow, it's blowing my mind because it's reminding me, like moving the mind aside to remind me what my soul already knows. Okay. All right. So Kimber says, yes, I've given my power away before and I ignored my own knowing. Oh, that is huge. That is huge. Let's see. Stephanie says, I alchemize what I learned into my style. Yes, do as I learned and be okay with things. Yes, being imperfect. I love it. I love it. All right. So you want to hear some more mistakes? Y'all want to hear some more mistakes so you don't make them? Let me know. Put some yeses in the comments if you want to hear some more mistakes so that you do not make them mistakes on the way to creating a $500,000 brand. All right, I see some yeses. Yes. We want to hear some more mistakes. Okay. So number 2, I got into comparison-itis. Oh, Lord. Y'all, comparison is the thief of all joy. I'm going to say it again. Comparison is the thief of all joy. When I wasn't comparing myself, I was so happy with my brand. I was so happy with who I was. I was so happy with the way I was showing up. But then I started comparing myself to this person because they've got this result and they've done this. And I was actually comparing my beginning stage to their stage 10. They had been doing this for a while. And so because I was stuck in comparisonitis and stuck with like, oh my goodness, like, oh, she did this. I must do it this way. I lost my own uniqueness. I lost my own creativity. Like I lost so many parts of me because I was trying to be someone else. I was trying to get their results. I was trying, and I became very homogenous. Homogeneous. I don't know, whatever. I said it, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I became little mini me's and things that I said things that weren't necessarily the way I would say them. I talked about things that weren't things that I really cared about. I just did what I was told to do or what I thought I needed to do in order to be successful. That's what happens when you compare yourself to other people. That's what happens. And so if there's anything you take away, this one and then the last one is going to be the one that please take this away. But if there's one thing that you definitely take away from this that I want you to remember is don't compare yourself to anyone else. Anytime you see someone succeeding and you see it in your world, like just because you're on this call with me and because I've had and created a $500,000 plus brand, because that is something that I've done, that is just evidence. It is driftwood. It is showing you that that's something you get to do too. And so every time you see someone who is doing well, then you get to say, wow, she's done it. I can do it too. That's evidence to me that's showing me I'm on the right path. And when you can do that, then you get out of comparisonitis and you get more in like walking step by step with peers in your industry, whether it's like models. Let's say you're looking at models and you're like, oh my goodness, you know, uh, Tyra Banks. I'm going back in my day because that's what we had at Victoria's Secret. Like, Tyra Banks was gorgeous and she did amazing and she created this, and this, and she got out there on all these runways. Don't compare yourself to her. Don't compare your body. Don't compare anything. Say, wow, that's available for me too, if that's a desire of mine. So get out of comparison items. Okay. I'm gonna get through. I have 9 mistakes, so I need to go through fast. Okay, number 3. I forgot that I was the odd defier. I forgot that I defied the odds. And I started to use all of the excuses of why things weren't happening for me. So I used excuses like, oh, this doesn't work because I look this way, or because I'm black, then it's going to be a little harder, or because I'm not blonde, because of this, or because I'm at the time, because I'm over 200 pounds, blah 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 blah. Right? I've lost 53 pounds so far, but yay! But I used weight as an excuse. I used all of these other things as excuses for why I couldn't do it, and forgot that I was the odd defier. Forgot that I was the first black valedictorian of my school. Hey, they hadn't had one before me. I forgot that I was 18 years old and chose to lead a freaking call center and promoted above people that had been there 10 years. I forgot that I was the person who got the one of 2 scholarships to Tulane University, academic scholarships, one of 2. I forgot that I was one of those people. I forgot that I got published in a newspaper article when I was 18 years old, talking about how Garcelle Beauvais, do you guys know Garcelle, who's in the Housewives of is it Beverly Hills now? She at the time was an actress who was brought on the second season of the show. And people were so mad because at that time, this was a very, very, very long time ago. I was 18 years old, so it's almost 30 years ago. They weren't happy that they had brought her in as a model, and that was making it diverse. And I wrote a whole soliloquy in, letter to the paper to be the last response to counteract the racism that she was experiencing, but also to show both sides of how amazing this was. But I forgot that I did that. No, I did that like at 18. And I still have the article. You guys want to see it? Maybe I'll take a picture of the article and like put it in a social media post. But those are some of the things that I did. But I did those because I knew who I was at 18. I knew who I was, right? I was this high school senior who was like, nope, this gets to change. This gets to be different. You get to see that this is a good thing, that we are showing multiple different types of people on TV. Like, this is just the way it gets to be. Don't forget who you are. You're on this call, you're watching the replay, you're doing this because you are an odd defier. That's who I bring into my world. People are attracted to me because I defy the odds. You do too. Okay? So even if you haven't modeled before, or you haven't been on a big runway, or you haven't blah blah blah, you are an odd defier. It gets to happen. You just get to decide it's so. Okay? And we're going to get to the 4 ways you do that. All right, what else? Okay, I'm going to go through these faster. Number 4, I forgot that I created my reality and no one else. I gave my power away to this one and that one and this one and that one, forgetting that I was the one that worked with God, universe, sugar daddy, like I like to call it. I am the creator of my reality, and I forgot that. I gave my power away to tools and methodologies, human design being the biggest. So I would get excited about something and I would want to do something. And because it came through my channel, I thought I needed to wait to see if someone else would give me confirmation, or something outside of me would give me approval so that I could respond to it instead of moving. When I know my successes come when I move, when I hear it and when I move, when I hear it and when I move, when I hear it and when I move. But I gave my power away because I thought that I needed to do this thing that this other methodology told me outside of me. Number 6, I invested in someone and I let her break me down. Some of those ladies that are in the Legend Mastermind and that are in the Queen's Court Mastermind that are a part of the Be Collective, they were a part of that same space. And I didn't even realize how hard it was, but I let someone take my confidence away. Like I gave my confidence away because they didn't take it. I gave it. I was always wrong, or I was always, saying the wrong thing, or I was had to be corrected for all kinds of stuff, or I was, blah blah blah. And I let that happen. I let that happen. And then number 7, I invested in another situation. I had gotten out of that situation and I was doing so good and I was doing well and I had a $60,000 month. And then I invested in another $30,000 investment that I thought was the one that was going to get me to $100,000. Do you see the reason why I'm investing is wrong? So I was investing for the wrong reason because I thought that would get me there, not realizing that all the answers were inside of me and I wasn't investing from a place of desire. I was investing from a place of need. Have you ever done that? Like, have you ever done that? Put some ones in the comments if you've ever invested because you think something is going to save you or it's going to be the answer. It's the answer to the prayers. Don't do that. Don't do that. Both of those places, I invested because I thought that's what I needed instead of saying, oh, I desire to be in this energy. I desire to be in this space. One of the questions that's on the Legend Mastermind application, because it's a 12-month mastermind, is like, why do you want to be a part of this? And what would you love to give to this group? And what can this group provide for you? Because I want it to be a space from desire. I want it to be a space where your heart is expanded. Kimber's a legend. She's a legend. I want it to be a space that you're like, wow, thank God, thank God. I'm so happy. I am so happy that this is unfolding for me. Legend Mastermind is the 12-month mastermind, and that is where I'm taking you, helping you to create at least $20,000 in monthly recurring revenue. You're going to hear why, because that's my number 8 mistake that I made. Number 8, I focused on pay in fulls and not monthly recurring revenue. Don't do that. So I had what one of my mentors called a pirate ship business. So every month I was looking for the booty. I was going from ship to ship looking for booty and not focusing on long term. I had a temporary month to month mindset. So every month I was starting off at 0 and that did not feel good. That did not feel good. So I would focus on, instead of long-term monthly recurring revenue, I was painful because that's what everybody like talks about. She paid me in full, she paid me in full. Not realizing that if I were to create a sustainable business, something that feels good to wake up every day, that feels good every month to know that, hey, I'm starting off with $30,000. Like, that feels great. Like, that feels good? Tell me, would you want to start every month knowing that you have $20,000 in monthly recurring revenue that is coming into your accounts every month? How would that feel? Tell me how that would feel. Like, is that something that you would want? Yes. Stephanie says, yes, please. I want the monthly recurring revenue, the MRR. Okay. All right. So my last mistake, the final mistake, number 9. I forgot my core. This is the most important. I forgot my core. I forgot that I was a creative powerhouse and a strategic genius. I forgot that is what helped me skyrocket in organizations where no one looked like me. I forgot that all those parts of me, because I went and worked with that mentor that I mentioned, who told me that I was too masculine, that generators didn't plan. And so I became chaotic, throwing spaghetti at the wall, like really basically effing up my business. Like basically effing up my business. And so I ended up filing for bankruptcy. I got out of that coaching container and then I remembered the truth. I remembered the truth of who I was. And I started to focus on the four things that I'm going to talk to you about. Now, before I get into those four things, because one of the most important things of how I created a $500,000, 528 brand is because woo and the do is super important. So smart strategy is very important. Simple planning is very important. And but strategy is very individualized. It's very individualized. It depends on what you're doing. So like I have a client she's an artist. She is a performer. And the strategy that I go with her and talk to her about is very different from the strategy that I talk to Kimber about for her healing, empire. It's very different than I'll talk to Stephanie about for what she's doing with her healing and with tarot and with intuition. Those strategies are going to be quite different because she's an entertainer. And so it's not about her offer suite. It's going to be about how she's really showing up, which are going to be about the four things that we talk about. And so I want you to know the four things that I'm talking to you about are more on the woo side because business success is 90% mindset, energetics, and 10% strategy because any strategy can work. It's just about if you're behind it, if you're aligned with it. We need a good strategy and you need that foundation. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the woo part because I know that strategies are smart, right? They're important, but they're specific to you. So if you want more about like the strategies of what you get to do to create your, like become the model, right? That's in demand or to create your $10 million coaching industry business, one thing that you need is clarity on your goals. And the Simple Planning Masterclass is a good place for you to start there. You could also jump into Iconic. I have an iconic 3-day in business immersion that talks about the woo and the do of how I'm creating my $10 million brand. It talks about the strategy and you can get into a lot of the specifics there. So those are two places that you could go if you want strategy. And if you're a coach or a mentor or a consultant, of course, you're going to need a good offer suite, right? You need to have your content together. You're going to need to have knowing what you're going to be saying to your audience because you're going to want to grow an audience, become visible, kill it on social media, all of those things. If you need help with that, we've got Content Alchemy or the Creatrix Challenge. Those of you that are in the Creatrix Challenge, how are you liking it? The Creatrix Challenge is freaking amazing, and that's where you'll get also the Content Alchemy course that takes you through like what you need to do specifically to create content that is going to have people like throwing their credit cards at you. And then the Creatrix Challenge is where I'm giving you a prompt a day that is exactly breaking down how you get to talk to your audience and you don't have to guess about what to say. So the Creatrix Challenge is amazing. So if that's something that you want, because you want the strategy side, I don't want to leave you hanging because we're about to go into the woo side. Message us. We can get you the link to the content Creatrix Challenge. Do the VIP option. It's $297 so that you get both Content Alchemy, which is $1,111. You get that, plus you get the challenge. Okay? All right. You need to create a community, build a micro movement. Those are all the things that you need to do. These are things that I'm leading the legends through in Legend Mastermind. You have the link if you're interested in, the woo plus the do, but actually having me create a plan and strategic plan with you, join Legend Mastermind. It's hands down the most amazing experience. 12 months, we're building you to $20,000 monthly recurring revenue minimum. Even more, that's my intent, right? Yeah, we got Legend Kimber. She's loving the Content Creatrix, and we are creating some monthly recurring revenue for you too. Okay. All right, so here's what we're really here to talk about. And these are the four core things that you are going to need in order to create your, the modeling empire that you're doing, to traveling the world, the $10 million business that you're talking about, all of those things that you guys put in when you were talking about your visions. And so the first thing that is so important, and this is what I had to come back to, and what I do this work every single day. First one is identity. Identity is the core of manifestation. I know they don't talk about it. Thoughts create things and blah, 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 blah. No, it's your identity. Your identity, who you see yourself as. And you're going to see how that is going to unfold, and it's going to fold into all of the other three things that we're talking about. So, the first thing that's super important is your identity work. Do you know who you are? Are you every single day being the person who has what you desire already? So I asked myself this question: am I being the $10 million woman? Am I showing up to this call that as if hundreds were on the call at one time? Right? We have hundreds of people that all signed up, right? And we all know people wait for the replay and all of that stuff, but that doesn't matter. Am I being the person that's showing up as if there are millions that I'm talking to behind the screen? That I'm looking at this camera and I'm talking to millions of people. Am I showing that energy? Am I being that me? Because identity work, I have a method. It's called the personal energetic vibration method, and it has 6 or 7 different sides of it where you get clear on the thoughts, beliefs, the feelings, emotions, intentions, decisions, and actions of the you who already has what you desire. And that means if you are shifting and you're in the identity of the you who already has it, there are things that you are doing and ways you are showing up that is just how you are. The problem lies when we say, oh, I'm doing the identity work and I'm doing this, and you're only doing it so you can manifest something, right? So you do the things, you show up, then you manifest it, right? And then what happens? You stop, because that wasn't your identity. You were just doing something to get something. That's not identity work. Identity work is deciding that you are now a person who does what. And the three things that I'm going to talk about, these are things that you get to integrate into your identity and now decide that this is just me. This is just what I do. This is just the way things are for me. So for me, when I'm looking at the $10 million woman, she has master classes every month. She plans and has amazing content going out every single day. She decides that she's going to do her alignment work in the morning. She decides that she is going to do the PEV work, really play into the thoughts, the feelings. She's going to do everything that she can do to do that. Okay. Allison, hello, Duchess. Allison is flight delayed, so she's jumping on. Hello, Allison. Welcome, welcome. We are talking about the 4 things that we are going to go deeper into in the Be Collective. Those of you who aren't a Duchess, this is going to be a big focus of the Be Collective next month, which is going to be diving into these 4 things. So if you want to go more into this, join the Be Collective. Okay. So identity work is number one most important thing. A part of that identity is what number 2 is, and that is bravery. So taking brave, courageous action every single day is going to be important. Bravery, resilience, and movement. That is what's a part of this second piece. So I take the brave action, right? So that's a part of the movement. Make a brave move. That's in opposition to the fears that I have and the worry and all of that stuff. And then when things or if things do not work out the way I thought they should, then what do? I'm resilient. I trust that my desires are divine. So the $10 million business that I decided that I'm creating is in the GPS. I'm in the car. I'm headed there no matter how many detours, no matter how many times I stop to charge my Tesla, I'm going in that direction. And so when I decide something, then I take the brave action. It's not about the results of the brave action. It's about the compounding of all of those actions that are going to boom, blow up because I've done and decided that I'm going to take brave action. And so I'm resilient if things like I thought they were going to look this way and I thought they were going to look that way. I'm resilient because I decided that, you know what? I'm in this no matter what. I'm not going to stop this no matter what. Drop it in the comments. I'm in this no matter what. Kimber, are you in this no matter what? Allison, are you in this no matter what? Stephanie, are you in this no matter what? Luna, are you in this no matter what? Lauren, are you in this no matter what? Because what is super important for you is that you take the brave action. Yes, you take the brave action. I see the yeses, I see the yes ma'ams. Yes, you take the brave action. You make the brave movement. You move through your fears and you are resilient regardless of what unfolds. You decide that no matter what unfolds, no matter what, I'm in it no matter what. A big thing that's going to help you with your resiliency, a big thing that's going to help you with these brave actions is the Alliance Soul Alchemy method, which is what I teach, which is the 5A method, and it helps you move through it. It helps you move through the feelings. It helps you move through the fear. And I found that the easiest way to move through fear is to take the freaking action that you're afraid of. A lot of people will say you need to heal before you do this. You need to heal before. No. If you find yourself frozen, not moving, that is the clear, wow, I know I'm meant to move here. That's where you do the Alliance Soul Alchemy. That's where you do the somatics. That's where you tap in to be like, okay, what's going on here? Because I know I need to make this move. I know this is the move I get to make, and I'm procrastinating and I'm stopping myself from it. That's why we have tools that are you move and then you can uncover where you're not moving, where you're afraid to move, and then you move no matter what. Because you're going to clear it, you're going to go through it, you're going to move these things. But it's about healing and movement all at the same time. What did I say? Whoop to do. They get to work together. Let's see. So I see, yes, ma'am. I'm 100% in. I'm in this no matter what. Yes. Okay. Number 3. This is something that is controversial now because we've gotten to the time where people are like, oh, I'm just so fun and I'm so flirty and I don't do blah, blah, blah. Look at the people that are winning in your industry. I haven't said what number 3 is yet, but I want you to look at everyone that's in your industry. Allison says, yes, I'm in no matter what. This is something that they do hands down. They don't make excuses. They do it. And number 3 is consistency. Consistency. I know it's all the rage to say, oh, I can post one time a week and I make $5 billion and it's so great. No, you don't. You created, you were consistent for years, and maybe now you post one time a day or one time a week or something like that, or one time a month, and you make all this money. But it's because you were consistent in the beginning, because people know, like, and trust you, because you created a community, because you created a micro movement. It didn't start from day one. And so it doesn't help women and people that are coming into this industry to see people saying, I didn't do anything and now I made $1 billion, when it's a lie. It's a bold-faced lie, because they were, for a long period of time, they were consistent. For a long period of time, they were posted every single day. Every single day. Consistency is so important. Showing up every single day is so important. And when you make this a part of your identity, when you make it a part of who you are, then you don't get exhausted. You're not like, oh, I don't want to show up, because it's just who you are. It's just who I am. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Do you feel me? Like, if you were picking up what I'm putting down, I want to see some ones in the comments, because consistency is important. Consistency, yes, can look differently for everyone, but I will say, if you're a model, right? So we have Luna, she's going to be a model on all the runways. I need her to be applying for all of the shows. Like, I need her to be talking to her agent saying, put me in for this one, put me in, coach, put me in this place. Do they have some go sees? I want to go see it all. Like, taking pictures every day on her Instagram, like looking good, smelling good, you're feeling good. Every single day she needs to be showing her different sides. She should do her own photo shoots. She should show who she is every freaking day, like showing up, making her own Instagram, her own social media platform, her own magazine, so that people can see it and be like, wow, go ahead and go to girl, we want to hire you. Consistency is so important because one, you get to make that a part of your identity. I show up for me no matter what. I show up for my audience no matter what. I serve no matter what. Yes, tag those agencies. Consistency is important. I'm bringing this up because we have a challenge going on right now. And I know everybody has a life, but it's a 30-day challenge. And it's where everyone committed to showing up and creating content every day. And so I'm dropping the best prompts. You don't have to think too much, but you do need to relate those prompts to your business. And it was hopping. The prompts were hopping. Everybody was dropping their posts for the first couple of days. And then what happens? People start to go into their cocoon. They decide, oh, it's just a prompt. I'll do it later. Oh, it's just something else. I do it later. When they could have taken 1 hour, maybe or less, in the day, and just say, okay, I'm committing to doing this and committing and showing up for themselves. This isn't to make anyone feel bad. You don't, I just want to show you what it looks like and what consistency looks like. And when you commit to being consistent and it's just a part of who you are, then you decide that you're going to show up for yourself and your business. You don't make up the excuse that I'm going to do it tomorrow. Not for quantum leaps, not for quantum queens. Next month is going to be quantum queen month. That's all we're going to be talking about. Everybody's going to be getting into that mastermind. It's going to be amazing. Quantum queens are consistent. They show up for themselves. They decide that I am quantum leaping. And if you want a quantum leap, it takes the tiny little steps that compound and compound and compound. And boom, you look back and you're like, wow, how did I get there? Because you were freaking consistent. And I love to use this as an example. Of course, you guys know I came from corporate, right? So that means I worked way more than 40 hours a week because I was an executive. So I'm working 50, 60 hours a week, right? And lately, I was like, for a couple of years, I was like, oh, I don't want to work too much, right? I had that feeling again. And then I was like, are you serious? Like, when I was at corporate, did I say, "Oh, I can't come to work because it's Mercury in retrograde"? No. I showed up. I showed up and did what I need to do. Did what I need to do. But then I don't have the same respect for myself. If I was working for somebody else, I'm going to give them that respect and show up for them and do what I need to do. But I'm not going to have that same respect for myself. Ask yourself, if I was working for somebody else, would I do it? If somebody was paying me right now to post on their account, on their accounts because I work for them, would I show up for them right now in the middle of my cramping, in the middle of my season, in the middle of when I was tired? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Let's see. Lauren says, are there any tips for how we remain consistent through our cycles as women when we aren't feeling good? Yeah, do it. No, I'm just playing. So this is what you do. I have cramping. I have all the same things. But I think of myself when I was in corporate, I didn't just call into work when I was cramping. I went to work and I did my job. I took some, what do you call it, the little pills or whatever you take, and I did the shit. What I would do now, it's your own business. Of course, we're doing things, and it doesn't have to be hustle, 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 and all of those kind of things. I totally know that we are women, and we get to have our businesses support our lives, and it gets to be businesses of freedom, and it gets to be businesses of love, and it gets to be that. Trust me, I understand this. But what you do is, if you know when your period is coming, right? Let me know in your comments. Let me know if you know when your moon time is coming. And you know if you have a bad couple of first 3 days, you know. So if I know that my period is coming in 3 days, right? Yeah. So if I know that it's coming in 3 days, then what would I do? 2 days before, I'm going to create my content for those 3 days. If I know that I get laid out and I'm like, oh, I'm going to create my content earlier and I'm going to schedule it. Or I'm going to make it so easy so that while I'm laying down and I got my weighted blanket and my heating pad on my belly, I'm going to just have it where I can just post it super quick. I set myself up for success because I'm doing this as a service for my clients. I'm doing this, I'm showing up because I know that there's a mission, there's a vision, there's something big that gets to happen. And it doesn't stop because I got my cycle. Okay. So like cycles even for business, the way I would do for fitness, I need to do this as an endo girl. Yeah, like what you get to do is you get to say, okay, if my period is coming up here, then let me get ready for it. Let me prepare. Let me prepare my business so that it can be, it's working while I'm sleeping or while I'm laying in the bed. And then I also want to tell you, like, let me tell you, my sister has the worst periods ever. Like, she has those, what do you call those things? The fibroids, and I mean pain where she's dripping like, I don't know, like a faucet. She is in a place where it is awful. But guess who gets up and takes her ass to work? Kimberly, because that's she knows that that's what she gets to do. So she makes sure she takes her medicine and she's prepared because she knows that she's got some responsibilities. And then all of a sudden we get our own business and we decide that we can't show up for ourselves like that. I had COVID. So I got COVID in 2021 and it was bad. It was really, really bad. I had 104 fever, thought I was going to have to go to the emergency room, couldn't breathe. It was just bad. So I had a call that day. Some of you were there. This was when in the becoming membership. I had a call. And so I told everybody, I said, guys, I just found out I have COVID. I have 104 fever. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the call today, but we'll be back. And we did the call the next day. So I took one day to rest because I was like, woo, child, because it hit me hard. Next day, I wasn't feeling 100%, but I could take the hour and do the COVID thing. I mean, I could take the hour and lead the master class or lead the call because I decided to show up for them. I decided that I made this commitment. I'm going to show up for them. My clients didn't miss one call. They were like, "Oh, you've got COVID. Don't worry." Nope. I was like, "I'm not going to miss my call with you." I was like, "You've been waiting for this. You have paid $4,000 a month to talk to me. I'm going to talk to you." And so I'm on those calls with them. Guess what? I felt alive on those calls. I forgot that I was even sick because I decided that when I'm in my mode, when I'm doing what I'm doing, when I'm channeling God, universe is flowing through me. It is giving me energy. It's giving me life. And I get to be better when I'm doing what I love. Yes. So I'm just asking you, if you would show up for someone else, why not do it for you? But just organize it. I've had a lot of clients that have had chronic illnesses and that have had, like I have a client and she had rheumatoid arthritis, which is horrible. And so what we did together, and she has had $102,000 day, she has $150,000 month. We decided that we were going to create a business that supported her because some of these flare-ups would come and you don't know when they're going to happen. So instead of saying, oh, you don't have to be consistent or you don't have to show up or, oh, it's Mercury in retrograde or, oh, it's your moon time. No, we decided that we said, okay, what was going to be better for you is to create programs where you have pre-recorded the content and then you can do maybe 1 or 2 Q&As throughout that time. And instead of stretching your content over 8 weeks, that will work for some people, let's put it in a 10-day boom, 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 because you know that this is a good month for you. Let's go. Guess what? She said, okay, I can do that. And now she's years later, over a couple $1,000,000 she has in her business, her brand has created. She didn't decide that because I have RA, I can't be an entrepreneur or I've got to sleep in my bed all the time when I'm in pain. Guess what? When she's in pain, then she goes and she takes care of herself. But guess what she also did? Created funnels. She created all of these things that were funnel things and show up for her and scheduling and all of this stuff that's making money behind the scenes So her business is taking care of her while she's, a down and out. Let's see. Allison says, gotta show up. Lauren says, yes. She says, so let's see. Oh, Stephanie says, I know that I need to rest around day 1 or 2 of my cycle. So I focus on planning carousel posts, things that I can post that won't show me visually laid out. Exactly. Exactly. You can do stories without your pictures, a couple of stories. You could do a voiceover and then just have that ready and post. Like there's so many things. Those of you who are in coaching industry or online services or consulting businesses, you are so blessed because really the work really only takes a couple of hours a day at the most. There's things that you could plan ahead and it really doesn't take a lot. And if we remember, that's what we can do. Oh, hey, Katricia. I didn't know that was you. Okay, let's see. Allison says, sounds like I need to do an herbal masterclass for helping with menstrual cycles. Yes, Allison, do that. Lauren is going to that class. Yes, show up for yourself as you would for those companies you did in the past. Yes, because you are just as important. Okay. Stephanie says, I thought about your COVID story last week when I had the flu. I sat in bed with my laptop and kept posting content in between resting. Exactly. Exactly. Hi, Katricia. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. I ran a 21-day challenge in 2021. Got COVID on day 2, but still did the live call and made it through. Exactly. And of course, I'm not saying that we need to go back to the days where we were slaving for the master and like slaving for corporate. But what I'm saying is that because these are our businesses, oftentimes we don't respect our own selves and our own business as much as we would someone else. And so what I'm saying is that start to plan ahead, right? Start to think of what do I do? So like for Katricia, if Katricia gets this huge modeling, there was a quote from Taylor Swift. She was saying that her feet were killing her because she had been standing on her feet and singing all day. She could barely talk. And she said, and I feel so alive because this is the life that I created. And she said, I'm not canceling a concert unless something horrible has happened because these people have invested in me. And so for Katricia, if you get a call, you're going to be on Vogue magazine, and then all of a sudden you're sick. I want you to take whatever NyQuil or whatever you need to take, start to feel good, and carry your behind out there because these people have said they want you. No excuses. Like there is no moon time. A lot of people don't like this woman, but I love Kim Kardashian. There was a scene where she was doing what was it? It was the what is the swimsuit, right? The Sports Illustrated cover. She was deadly sick. So sick she could barely talk, barely walk. And she was like, nope, I'm coming out here. I'm going to take these pictures. She took her in between naps that she needed to take. Okay. And then she came and she decided that I'm going to do this. Camera came on. You didn't even know she was sick. She took a picture. She was like, boom, boom, boom. It went off. Then they put the coat on her and she was like, she looked like she was going to die. And if you look at the cover shots, and they're amazing. She turned it on, and then she decided she could rest. She turned it on, and then she went to rest because she decided that these people wanted her here. They flew her across 20 hours. I forget where it was, but it was really, really far. She said, I'm going to show up for these people. I'm going to show up because it doesn't matter if I'm sick. I'm not dead. She's like, I'm sick. We can get through this. And she did. She did. Let's see. Lauren said, I knew you were going to bring up Kimmy. Honestly, I loved her in that episode. Yes. So that's all I want to say. Consistency when we're like, I don't want to post. Guess what? That one post could have been that one thing that was calling you forth to to meet that client that was going to pay you $60,000. That picture that Patricia was going to take and she decided, oh, I'm tired. I'm not going to post that picture on my thing. Was that picture that that person was going to see that wanted you on the cover of the magazine. So consistency is so important when it comes to creating the vision, the mission, the thing that you have in your heart. Consistency is so freaking important. I haven't even gotten to number 4, and it's so good. One more thing about consistency. Your actions compound. So I know I said I was talking about bravery, resilience, movement. Consistency is like if we're talking about my identity, in my identity, I'm brave, I'm resilient, I move, and now I'm consistent. So if we're thinking about consistency and showing up and committing that I'm going to treat my business like I would if I worked for anyone else, I am going to treat my company, my movement as that is much very important. It is so important that I am here for it, that I that I show up for it because your business is an entity. We talked about this on one of the calls that I recently had. Your business is an entity. And when you can speak love to your business and you can say, hey, see, I'm showing up for you. I love you. Go out there and find those clients, find that agent, or find those magazine covers, or find, the next person. I love you so much. And what would you need from me? And how would you like me to show up? When you can start just talking and loving, and your business is going to say, be consistent. Careful. Your business is going to say, I love you too. Show up for me. And so just remember that consistency is going to look different as you grow. Consistency is going to look different as you expand. But has Taylor Swift stopped showing up every single day for her concerts? Has she stopped singing every day? Nope. And she's the biggest of the biggest of the biggest. Has Beyonce stopped doing what she needs to do? Nope. Of course she has her vacation time, her times where she's luxuriating on the boat and the yacht with Jay-Z and all the kids. Of course there's times when she's not on and not being Beyonce, but she's still the leader of a brand, a global well-known legend. Kim Kardashian still shows up for every single thing, every single engagement, every single thing. It doesn't matter how successful you are already. That's just who she is. That's her identity. She knows that I made a commitment, I'm showing up. So, how do you make bravery, resilience, movement, and consistency a part of your identity? That is just who you are. It's not because you're trying to get to something, not because you're trying to manifest something. It's just who you are. Okay? Let me show you the last one. The last one we've talked about a lot, but I'm going to go even deeper on it. Confidence. Confidence and conviction. So you want to be a model. You want to be the leader of a $10 million company. You want to be the face that everybody wants to hire, booked and busy. You want to have this, $1 million herbal brand that is just leading the world and showing people what's possible. You want to be the UGC person that all of the brands are begging to hire, right? That's making hundreds of thousands of dollars just from beautiful videos and gorgeous content and aesthetics that are to die for, right? You want all of these things. You want to be the healing and tarot person to the stars or whatever. You want the $10 million speaking and healing business. You need to have confidence in yourself today that you're already that person. You've got to have conviction through everything that you're posting and talking about that you are already that person. No one's going to see you as that person until you see it yourself. And so you've got to be I'm the greatest of all time. I am so good at this. Like, I am the best me that's ever going to live. You've got to have conviction that whatever I'm putting out, this is good. People buy confidence. They buy conviction. Kimber says, it is important for me to show up for my girls. And I really get to know that I need to show up for my business as well. Exactly. Because what if your business is the foundation of you showing up for your girls. Like, you know what I mean? You showing up for your business is such an example of for your girls. It is showing them what it looks like to be able to lead and have something that's their own. Showing up for your business is like showing up for your family, your children, your relationships, your lovers. Like that's just it's just as important. And you've got to do it with confidence, right? You need to be brave, resilient, move, consistent, and confident. People buy confidence. People buy conviction. When you are convicted, just that, I think Stephanie talked about something that she said she bought, and then she's like, okay, this didn't blow my mind. She's like, I could have did this. And it's not negative on the person and saying that their work isn't good, but basically she bought because those people were convicted. They were like, this is the best thing through since sliced bread. This is so good. And so Stephanie put her credit card out because she said it was good. She's like, I believe them. You need to have just as much conviction. You need to have just as much confidence about yourself and your work because people will buy that. They can feel the energy. They can feel that when you're online. They can feel that when you show up. They can feel that. I have conviction. I know that Legend Mastermind is one of the best masterminds in the entire freaking world. The things that we are doing there, the way, the kind of resources that they have access to with the Queen's Court, also known as with Quantum Queen, Be Collective, and me with my hands and my face and my eyes on your business, on your post, on whatever you're doing, and creating strategy with you for you. It's the best place on the planet. I know that. I feel that. I know it. Quantum Queen is the best monthly mastermind inner circle in the world. I am going through the content right now that we've given, with devotion, Quantum Queen, the course. We've got iconic. We've got so much in the Netflix vault. And I'm like, oh my God, this place is amazing. And now I have a month to just sell the shit out of it because it is to die for. I needed to get convicted. I needed to show myself why this is so damn good and who it is it for and how good is it. Like, what? I looked at what I'm giving for the Be Collective for $97 a month and I was like, God damn. Like, what? That shit is so good. Like the things that you get in the Be Collective and it just keeps flowing and it's so good. We did a manifestation in motion call and the coaching that we did on that call was like, this is your next step. This is what you do. I mean, you usually don't get that in $97 memberships. I'm in one that there's a call and it is, you can put a comment, but that is it. Like you don't get the specific coaching. It's mostly answer your question and move on. Confident self. Let's see. Stephanie says, my kids are always at the forefront of my mind and my actions, showing them what's possible. There are no limits. Yes. Lauren says, I bought some courses and free downloads from other UGC girls, and I felt the same way. All stuff I've already knew. Yes, exactly. Confidence already sells. So how can you be more and more confident about your work, more and more convicted that this is the next step, this is going to be amazing, this is the best thing? So doing those 4 things, the identity work, most important. PEV method, I gave it to you. You're going to be brave and take the scary action. You're going to be resilient, even though that things may not happen the way you thought they were. You're going to be brave, resilient, and move. Brave, resilient, and move. And then when things come up and you're frozen, or things come up and you're procrastinating, or you're feeling scared, or the traumas of the things are coming back up, guess what? You have the Aligned Soul Alchemy method. I'll put that in the notes that you can move through. Those of you who are part of the Be Collective, you know the Aligned Soul Alchemy method. We have that broken out for you. You get to move through it. You get to do the somatics, the ice baths, the thymus tapping, whatever you need to help you move through this and set up new beliefs and new steps. And then what do? Integrate and take the step. Decide and move. Okay? So then you have consistency. All of you, are you going to be consistent? Are you now deciding, I'm going to be consistent? I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show up for myself like I would if I worked for someone else. I'm going to show up for my business like I would if I worked for someone else. Because when you can have that conviction and just decide that that's a part of your identity, that you're brave, that you move, that you're resilient, that you're consistent, and that you're confident and have conviction, it now doesn't exhaust you to post every day. It's just like, that's just what I do. Like, that's what I am. It doesn't exhaust you to move, when it's time for you to move, it doesn't exhaust you. And you also plan ahead for times when you might have, times of your period times, maybe the first and second day, you plan ahead so that you're supported. Maybe what you do, I would take a week. If I know when my period is coming and I know the week that it's going to show up, then maybe that's the week I don't have calls. That's the week that I make sure that I have, content already ready to go. And then you can ease in to how you show up. You don't have to be on camera. There's so many options. So are you guys going to commit? Are you going to be the identity of the you who gets to have it? Tell me yes. Say yes in the comments. Are you going to be that identity, Patricia? Are you going to be that identity, Allison? Are you going to be that identity, Lauren? Are you going to be that identity, Kim? Are you going to be that identity, Stephanie? Are you going to be that identity? Yes, yes, yes. Okay? Are you going to be brave, moving through, doing the scary things? Are you going to be resilient and move? Brave, move, resilience, bravery, move, resilience. 1,000 times yes. I see 1,000 times yes, yes. Are you going to be consistent? Are you going to show up for yourself and be in it no matter what? Look, I'm not saying that on your deathbed you got to drag yourself out and do a selfie. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, are you going to just commit to showing up for your business? Are you going to commit and decide that this is not the pirate ship business. This is something that I am committed to. This is something that I'm going to show up for. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And then confidence. Are you going to really integrate and expand, amplify your confidence in what you are selling and who you are, in who you be? Because first, if you're confident in who you be, right? If you're confident in what you're doing, if you're confident in what you've created, if you're convicted that this is so good, then no one can convince you otherwise. It doesn't matter if no one bought. It doesn't matter. You're just like, oh, what's okay? They didn't buy yet, but they know they need to. They know this is the next thing. This is what they get to do. They're convicted. So you get to now amplify this confidence. I am the best thing since sliced bread. I am the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I'm the greatest me that will ever be, the greatest me, the only me, the uniqueness, the amazingness, the person that, of course, they're going to hire me. Of course, they're going to buy this. Of course, they're going to come here. Because you've got to amplify your own confidence. You've got to talk to yourself in the mirror and be like, girl, you are amazing. You are the best thing ever. This program is the best. This is what people need to buy. Like, you've got to fold your programs in, or talk to the agents and be like, I am the person for that cover. I am the one that you need to hire. I am the one. Especially as a model, you got to be confident. You got to be taking your pictures like, I know you want me. You've got to have that flirtatious, that really, what we're going to be doing in the Queen's Court and Legend Mastermind. Legend Mastermind. We're going to be talking about sales, and we're going to be doing daily sales, like a daily sales. And so confidence is so important when it comes to selling daily, or inviting someone into something free daily, on a call. You get to be confident, and you get more confident the more you are aware of who you're talking to, the more you understand their situation, the more you know that this is the work I did that saved my life, and I know that this is going to help you too. That confidence can easily unfold and easily amplify when you're so clear on what you're doing and what you're creating. Let's see. Kimber says yes. Allison says yes. All of the things, part of the identity. It's so important. Remember, yes, because if you are brave, you're just brave. You're not just to do something. Now I'm not brave because I want $10 million. I'm just a brave freaking girl. I move. That's what I do. It's who I am. I'm resilient. That's just who I am. Right? I'm just consistent. I show up. That's just who I am. It's who I've been all my life. Remember when I gave you those 9 mistakes? I forgot who I was. Identity. I've stopped being brave. I played small. I wasn't resilient. I let someone tear me down, and I thought that meant I wasn't good. I cried. I thought I had a spell on me. I thought there was some witchcraft going on. I wasn't resilient. I stopped moving. I froze. I wasn't consistent. I disappeared. I disappeared so long. I didn't even realize how long it was, but I disappeared so long that people were in my DMs. Christine, where are you? We haven't seen any posts from you. How are you doing? We miss you. That's how long. I didn't realize people were watching me. They were waiting for me. I thought because I only had a few likes on a post or a few things that no one was looking for me. So many people were so concerned about where I was that I got message after message after message. And then when I posted finally and came back, I had messages under there. Oh my God, hey Christine, people that didn't get in my DMs, but they were wondering where I was. They were like, I thought something was wrong with the algorithm. You never know who's watching you. But I forgot. And I let my confidence be just whittled down so low that when I was driving Uber and delivering Postmates, that I had to remember who I was. And I'll never forget. I decided that, okay, this gets to be my ministry. Like, I'm going to be such a good driver and I'm going to be so good to these people while I create my business, because I said I wasn't giving up. And I said, but I got to pay bills. So I'm going to be good ministry here, right? So I'm driving in the car. You guys know, a lot of you have heard this story. The lady with the worst attitude in the world gets in the car. I'm taking her to the Tampa airport. I take her bag. I put it in there. And of course, think at this time, my confidence is not as big as it used to be. I felt like I was a loser. I was like, I'm driving Uber. I can't believe it. Like, what happened to me? Right? But I decided that I got to be a good person. I decided that I got to show up for her. I decided that I got to just be happy and happiness and joy. And I didn't need her to change from being ornery. I didn't need to be upset that she was having a bad day. I got to let her be her. So she gets in the car and we're driving over to the airport, and I've got the music very low because I didn't want her to complain. Like, I didn't want her to be like, ah. So I turned the music low, but it's high enough for me to listen. And I'm driving to the airport. And right when I'm turning that curve to get into Tampa airport, she's like, what do you do for a living? Because it's not Uber driving. And I was like, oh, I'm a coach and a mentor. And I wrote this book, The Aligned Receiver. And she was like, I could tell. She was like, I don't know what you've done. She's like, but I got in this car so upset, so angry. And she's like, right now, I feel like I could do anything. She's like, I feel happy. She's like, I feel excited about my trip. And she's like, and it's all due to you. I didn't say a damn thing to this woman. I just decided that my energy could heal. I remembered who the fuck I was. Now, what if I would have gotten that car, still broke down, thinking that I was horrible, thinking that I can't believe it, I made all this money, and now I'm sitting here driving Uber? You know what I mean? What if I did that? Then she would have went into the airport angry. She took my card, she bought my book, and she's still a part of my Align Soul Collective to this day. And I didn't say one single word. Just being in my energy helped lift her vibe and helped heal. She had been broken up with. She was having a horrible day. And I made her day better. That's even after I got torn down, even after I had to file for bankruptcy. And I'm sitting here driving Uber to make ends meet. But I decided that I knew who I was. I decided that I was the vibration lifter and the energy shifter. People called me that. That's who I was. I decided to be brave, which driving Uber 4 in the morning in the dark is brave. I decided to move. I decided to still do that. I decided that I was going to do that, and that didn't mean anything about me. I've got tears in my eyes because I think about that, and I think about that time period, and I think about, you know, a lot of people are like, I'm a failure because this didn't work, or I only got one person in my masterclass. No, you're not. Your desire is inevitable. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. And if you remember that, then the Uber is just a little step on the way. It's just a step on the way. It's just a step, that step and step that's all compounding. And now, because I drove Uber, because I did the Postmates, because I did all of that, I have so many stories about that. I have stories where I was making 4 times more than the Uber drivers that were driving 4 times more than I was. And they were like, "How much you making a week?" I was like, "Oh, I make blah blah blah." They were like, "How you do that?" Because I decided that I got to make money. I decided that money got to flow, and I made money every single day. And they were like, "I have never seen that before." These guys were doing this for a living, and they were like, "How are you making that?" I have so many stories about defying the odds when it should have been sad stories, right? I should be upset that I'm driving Uber. I should be upset that I'm doing this. No, I decided that I got to do what I want to do. I decided that this business gets to work, and I decided that I'm going to show up however the hell I need to, and I'm going to get the work done. So I'm driving 6 hours here, and then I come back and do the work that I need to do, and then go out and deliver. I did that. Okay, let's see. Allison says the B Collective is an amazing membership. I'm so happy to have you, Duchess Allison. She's a Duchess in the B Collective. Lauren is like, yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Allison says, yes, all part of your identity is important. Remember, Lauren says, your energy is so life changing. Thank you. Stephanie says, great story. I love your stories. Allison says, how? Thank you. Allison says, how? That's how I've been lately. I disappeared. Now I'm back from a trip and I'm going to recommit to kicking off the Creatrix Challenge tomorrow. So what you get to do, Allison, for the Creatrix Challenge tomorrow, just start off with the post, the one that I'm doing that day, because you have access and you're going to keep access to all of the other prompts and you can use them at any time. But that way you can feel like you won't feel behind. Just start off, hit the ground running with the post that's tomorrow, which would be day 17, and it's going to be amazing. I'm telling you. All right, Stephanie says, I door dashed food last year and left a little positive notes with their order drop off. Not everyone recognized it, but those who did were so touched that I took the time to wish them a great day. Oh, that is awesome. Allison says that's awesome. Stephanie, I say that's awesome too. I love that. But see, that's where you don't make things mean anything about you. That's where resilience comes in. So the member is bravery, resilience, and movement. Resilience means that, okay, maybe my business isn't at financially where I want it to be, but I know that, and I have bills to pay or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to do something that's going to give me the money, and that's going to help me like take care of my household and stuff, but I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to think because I'm doing that that means anything about me. Resilience means you're not letting anything mean anything about you. One person signed up for your thing, celebrate that one person as if they're 1 million. Two people show up for your master class, show up and talk and say, I'm so excited. Nobody shows up, talk and show and say and talk like you're speaking to 10,000. No one's watching. Like, create every YouTube video as if you're creating it for 1 million people. Have that viewpoint, have that feeling. And then that is where you're going to create the 500,000 plus, 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 10 million plus, 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 $1 billion, blah, 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 brands of your lives. And get booked for all the shows, models like Patricia. Okay. All right, that is it for this. This has been so good. Like, you guys, I have tears in my eyes because I'm just thinking about those moments. I'm thinking about just driving in that Uber, and just to remember that I've created or manifested a $528,000 brand thus far without a huge following, without ads, without funnels. And to know that I'm on the way to creating a $10 million brand because of you, because of the Be Collective members, because of the Quantum Queen members that are now Queen's Court members, the Queens, because of the legends in Legend Mastermind, because of everyone on my email list, because of everyone on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and the Facebook group and all of the places. It warms my heart that I was okay to make all of these mistakes. And I hope my list of mistakes showed you that you can make all of those mistakes, and that's just 9 of them. There's 100 more, and you can still be successful. But what made me successful is that I just moved already. When you are sitting and you're not moving and you're like, which decision should I make? When you're not decisive, because decisiveness is so important. That's why it's a part of your identity work. Being decisive, just picking something and realizing that you can't go wrong. You pick it, you move. It doesn't turn out the way you want to do. You decide something else and move. That is going to get you out of the stuck energy. That is going to get you out of where you're thinking like overthinking or overanalyzing. Just pick and move. And so I hope what all of those mistakes that I made, one, you can read them, you can look at them, and you can say, wow, okay, I know I'm aware of them now. I will no longer make those mistakes. But if you do, it's okay. I want you to look at some of the decisions that I made that were kind of like left field and they weren't great decisions. And I still was able to create over a $500,000 brand. So know that there's no mistake. You can't make any mistakes. You can't do anything wrong. Every action you take is a compounding action. Every action you take compounds on compounds on compounds on compounds. You don't know when the blow up is going to happen. You don't know when the skyrocket is going to happen. You don't know when the rocket ship is going to take off, but it is. And the more you're consistent, the more you keep moving, the more you keep saying, I got this, I got this, I'm going to keep doing it, I'm going to move, I'm going to do that. Lady Christine told me to have my identity work, to be resilient, to move, to be brave. She told me to be confident and to convicted, and she told me to be consistent, and I'm going to do it. And so the more you do that and trust that every single step is taking you to that GPS route that you put in, which is your vision, your mission, your micro movement that you're creating, you will manifest it hands down. And so on that note, this has been just an amazing, amazing call. Allison says, so good as usual, Christine. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. This has been my joy. We are going to get the replay out for all of the duchesses. So if you're a duchess, a queen, or a legend in the Aligned Soul space, you will see the replay because it will be there. Let's see, Stephanie says, simply brilliant, Christine. I loved it. Thank you so much. So we're going to get that to you. Those of you who are watching the replay, if you feel called that Legend Mastermind is the space that you need to be in, the $1,111 payment, that's the $1,111 plus the profit sharing, is ending tomorrow. It's ending on March 1st. It's just going to go to the straight up, I think, $2,500 a month. And so if you wanted to get in with the profit sharing part, then let me know, get into my DMs. We can work something out. We've got Queen's Court, which is rebranding soon, and it's going to be the Quantum Queen next week. That's all you're going to hear for the next 4 weeks. If you're not a part of Quantum Queen yet, you're going to want to be. It is $4.97 a month, and it is the hot place if you're not ready for Legend Mastermind. And then, of course, we've got the Be Collective. Allison has been in it from the beginning. It was called Becoming. I mean, this is a couple of years. We've been doing this for almost 3-4 years, guys. It's the most amazing place on the internet if you want to manifest business and amazing life. So you guys know we've got the links. Message me if you'd like to get in. And I love you all. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.